Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunattu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu mavid Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Aryatītarasīvara Dhagavarisa Gugayil Arivairami Paramattuman Arunachala Ramanan Parivalvulam Muruganala Paranarndidu Guhayarndu Arivam Vizhitiravai Nisam Arivayadu Veliyam Annamalayai Adiyenai Anda Andre Aviyudal Kondayanakor Kurayundo Kurayum Gunamum Niyallal Yenne Nivatrai Yennuyire Yennam Yeduvo Adu Seivai Kanne Undan Kazharinayil Kadar Perukke Taruvaye Kanne Undan Kazharinayil Kadar Perukke Taruvaye. Om Atimadura Chapahastam Aparimitam Modabhana Saubhagyam Arunam Atishaya Karunam Abhinava Kulasundarim Vande. Om Aim Hrim Shrim. Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanūramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. See, whatever ideas and concepts you take away from Gita or not, suppose if you take away only these prayers, then that itself is, more than enough actually. It has got everything. Haryatitara, we have seen the meaning also about Bhagavan. He is explaining who he is. That is the self and how to reach him also. And the next prayer, it talks about the total surrender to Arunachala. Yennam Yaduvo Adu Seivai. Thine will be done, not mine. And then about Ambal. Jagat Janani, Jagan Mata. So like that, if we can remember only these prayers, invocation, then that itself is a big takeaway actually. If you understand the meaning and also if you can feel for it and chant, that itself is a takeaway actually. Okay, now we are in the 18th chapter, the last chapter of Bhagavad Gita. There, Bhagavan Sri Krishna explained, according to one's bhava, meaning the preponderance of the gunas, one's karma. So, the Brahmanas, not by birth, one who are predominantly sattvic, they are called as Brahmanas. So, for them, Shama, Dhamma, and then Arjavam, and Jnanam, Vijnanam, these are all the karma. And then for the Kshatriyas, those who are predominantly Rajasic in nature, backed by Sattva. So, for them, valor, and then boldness, Tejaha, boldness, and not to give up and retreat, and then Dhanam, giving, and then Ishwaratvam, meaning lordship, meaning they should have that personality to rule over, then only they can rule. Is that not so? So, that is their expression because they are predominantly Rajasic. And for Vaishyas, they are also predominantly Rajasic but backed by Tamas because they are selfish to a great extent. So, for them what? For them, the vivasaya, the farming, cattle rearing and vanijyam, trade, that is their karma. And for the fourth one, the Shudras, since their heart is full of tamas and backed by a little bit of rajas, for them the service, meaning what? Whatever they are told, they will do it. That much only. So here Bhagavan indicated whatever may be your subhava and whatever may be your karma, doesn't matter. But whatever karma you are capable of, you do it as an offering unto the Lord. See, that is how everybody can evolve. That purifies the heart. Today morning we saw, if you know only cooking, cook and offer it unto the Lord. That everybody is eating means what? All the devotees are eating. It is all for the Lord only. If you know only puja, poti, you do it and offer it unto the Lord. If I know only to talk and then offer it unto the Lord. Like that, whatever we are capable of, we do it as an offering unto the Lord. That is how the mind is purified and people evolve. And he warned again. See, I think in the 4th or 5th chapter he warned, and here also he again warned. According to your swadharma, you have to act. That is always good. Rather than aping paradharma. Even though it may appear to be better and your swadharma appear to be little inferior, but still performing your swadharma is always better, because that way you exhaust your already existing vasanas and you don't collect new vasanas. And you feel fulfilled only when you exhaust your vasanas. According to your vasanas you live. So do not ever give up your swadharma, he says. Natyajyam. Do not ever give up. Even though it may appear to be little bit viguna, inferior, it should not be given up. So the idea is what? Wherever we are placed in life, there only we have to blossom. So whatever we are capable of, offer unto the Lord. So that is how we have to evolve. Like that, if one offers, then what happens? Here Bhagavan says, we have seen this also, but once again to sum it up, he says, Yata siddhim praptaha tata apnoti brahma. Siddhim means here what Shankara said, when thus everything is offered to the Lord, siddhim praptaha means what? He becomes qualified for higher meditation. For jnana and yoga, he becomes qualified. And then tata, then brahma apnoti, and he attains to that supreme. How? That I am going to tell you now. Listen. See, nibhodami, learn from me. Samasena, in brief I am going to explain to you. Hey Kaunteya, jnanasya ya paranishta. How this person gains abundance in the knowledge. Such person also, how they gain abundance, I am going to tell you. Please learn from me, listen to me. And then he started giving pointers to the dhyana yoga, how to meditate actually. So we will chant it again because it is very important. From the 51 onwards, 51, 50, 52 also we have seen in the morning, but still it is worthy of chanting again. 51st verse. Buddhya vishuddhaya yuktaha dhrutyatmanam niyamya cha shabdhadin vishayams tyaktva raghadvesha vyudasya cha vivikta sevi lagvashi yatavakkaya manasaha dhyana yoga paro nityam vairagyam samupashritaha. Meaning buddhya vishuddhaya yuktaha. Because of this offering unto the Lord, he becomes more and more pure. Buddhya means his antakarana, his inner instruments, the mind and the intellect, they become more and more pure. Pure means what? The tamas and rajas reduced and sattva increases. They become more and more pure. yuktaha, and he becomes more and more quiet and settled within, dhruti atmanam niyamyacha, and with fortitude, with perseverance, he again and again brings back the mind to the object of meditation or Atma, the self. How? Shabdadin vishayams tyaktva, by giving up all the sense objects, not allowing the senses to revel in the sense object, withdrawing the senses, and then ragadvesha yudasyacha, and giving up also the ragadvesha, likes and dislikes for the objects. So these are all the initial preparation actually. So when you have to dive deep within, then you have to shut all the doors and windows, like all the senses. But inside already the vasanas are, they express. And what is the problem? We have got a lot of likes and dislikes, that is why we are disturbed. So that is also should be given up. So initially the mind has to be purified through karma yoga, and then the inner instrument should be refined and should be withdrawn, the senses all shut, and then ragadvesha vyudasyacha, when you give up the likes and dislikes also, the mind becomes so quiet and settled. As we have seen earlier, why the mind is very turbulent and unyielding? Because of ragadvesha and attachment only. Whatever we get attached, that disturbs us. Please remember this always. Everything is not disturbing us in this world. Whatever we get attached to, only that disturbs. Only that we are very concerned. See? So, we can love and serve, but not to get attached. We get attached to only ragadvesh, likes and dislikes. We like something, somebody. We don't like something, somebody, like that. So, giving up the ragadvesh also. And vivikta sevi, he has to choose a solitary place where he is not disturbed. Laguvashi, he should eat. Mida agaram. Mida agaram means what? Only moderation, in moderation. And then yada vak kaya manasaha. He has to control his vak, speech, and his kaya, physical body, and manaha, mind. We have studied what is the tapasharya for speech, for the body and for the mind. So that he has to practice. And dhyana yoga paraha, nityam vairagyam samupashritaha. Then he should learn to again and again bring back the mind and keep in the object of meditation. Dhyana yoga paraha. And although nityam vairagyam samupashritaha, and then he should develop healthy dispassion out of discrimination towards the world of objects and beings. What is dispassion? Today morning we saw. To understand that the finite cannot satisfy us. Howsoever we may indulge, howsoever we may enjoy, but the finite is always finite, can never satisfy. Unless we reach that infinite state, we are not going to rest. வருத்தப்பட்டு பாரம் சுமப்பவர்களை என்னிடம் வாருங்கள், இளைப்பாறுதல் தருகிறேன். Jesus Christ said, no? இயேசு கிறிஸ்து. பாரம் சுமப்பவர்களை means what? Those who are carrying the burden, struggling in life, carrying their burden. வருத்தப்பட்டு பாரம் சும, என்னிடம் வாருங்கள். Come to me, இளைப்பாறுதல் தருகிறேன். I will give you the real rest. இளைப்பாறுதல். How? What is the meaning? என்னிடம் வாருங்கள் means what? To the real self only. There is real rest, restfulness. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So, Vairagyam Upashritya. So, always we should remember that whatever is in the Triputi, experiencer, experienced experience, cannot satisfy us. Because it is alpa, it is limited. And it is fleeting. And changing. And our attitudes also are changing always towards that. And that object also changing. In that change, in that constant change and change of flux and this change, we cannot expect some sort of shashvata ananda. So therefore, nityam vairagyam samupashritya, and developing dispassion, healthy dispassion. It is not hating, it is not hating or sort of feeling disgusted, no. Some Siddharkal, they talk about getting disgusted and all. But our Vedanta Acharyas, they don't talk about disgusted and all. They say healthy dispassion. Then 53rd verse, we have chanted in the morning but not seen in detail now. Ahankaram balam darpam kamam krodam parigraham vimuchya nirmama shantaha brahma bhuyaya kalpate ahankaram balam darpam kamam krodam parigraham vimuchya nirmama shantaha brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Vimuchya, when one gives up what? Ahankaram. Ahankaram means the ego self, one which identifies with the body, mind. That is what he says, ahankaram. And balam. Balam means what? Strength. Na? How can you give up your strength? So here Shankara says, balam means samartyam. Kama ragadi yuktam. Na itarat shariradi samartyam. Because swabhavikatvena tyagasya ashakyatvat. Here it is not said, your bodily strength you have to give it up. How can you give up your bodily strength? Naturally, if you have got that strength, you have got. But that brute strength which comes out of kama and raga, because you are so possessed with the desire and attachment, and you develop some sort of a very pidicha mari oru balam, that has to be given up. Balam bhalavatam kama raga vivarjitam, he said na, in the 10th chapter. So I am the strength in those strong people, but whom are devoid of kama and raga. So that balam means that kind of a brute strength which is out of some sort of desire, propelled by desire and attachment, that has to be given up. And darpam, pride. See, Shankara says here, darpam means, you know what, when you become so proud of your own capabilities, you will not respect anything. You will have audacity to even go against the scriptures. That is what it is said. See, darpa means darpanama harshanantara bhavi dharmati krama hetuhu. Dharma atikrama hetuhu. You even don't mind to breach dharma. So that is called a darpa. Because you feel you are so important and you know everything and you are very great. That is pride, na? So, nachada satam. Whatever I say, that is right. See, dharpa has to be given up. And then kamam, krodam. We know what is kamam, desire, krodam, the anger. And then parigraham. Parigraha means unnecessary accumulation of things, possessions. It has to be given up. Vimuchya. And nirmamaha. We have to become nirmama. Meaning what? We should not have the idea that this is mine, that is mine, all the other things are not mine. That creates the division and that creates the problem. So nirmamaha. So what he becomes? Shantaha. When he gives up all this, what is the outcome? He becomes so quiet within. When the mamatva is given up and ahanta is given up, then there is so much of peace inside. You are always disturbed because of the ahankara and mamakara. I. Everybody should respect me, worship me. I am the hero. Mamakara, these people are my own, others are not. So I will do anything for them. Others I don't care. This is samsara. So when you give up, shantaha and brahma bhuyaya kalpate, such person would become fit to attain that highest state. Brahma bhutaya kalpate. So therefore, here also, like nirmana moha jita sanga dosha adhyatma nitya vinivritta kamaha. That verse, like that here also, the pointer is given. What all we should give it up. We give up. Ahankaram, balam, darpam, kamam, krodam, parigraham, and nirmamaha. So idalla senja, then you become fit for that supreme state. Now, moving on. Brahma bhuta prasannatma na shochati na kankshati Samas sarveshu bhuteshu mat bhaktim labhate param Brahma bhuta prasannatma na shochati na kankshati Samas sarveshu bhuteshu mat bhaktim labhate param. What happens when he attains to that supreme state, Brahma bhutaha, meaning Brahma praptaha? When he attains to that absolute truth, that is Brahma, Brahma Tattva, which is shining as I in the heart, as Atma Swarupa, what happens? Prasannatma. Prasannatma means what? Labdha Adhyatma Prasadaha. Meaning what? Since because he has got that supreme bliss, his mind is so peaceful and quiet and is enjoying that supreme bliss. So that is called as Prasannatma. Prasannatma means what? His face reflects his inner joy. Prasannatma. One who is very peaceful, serene and blissful, that kind of the Jnani Purush, Jivan Mukta Purush, na shochati, na kankshati. He grieves not for anything. Even if he doesn't gain something, he grieves not. Suppose if he loses something, what he has already gained also, he grieves not. Why? Because already he is experiencing that Purnata in his heart. And na kankshati means he doesn't desire for anything also. Why? Because he is already full. Nothing will add anything more to him. Why? Because he is abiding in that infinite state. In infinity, whatever you add, still it is infinity only. Nothing is added. Whatever you take away, still nothing reduces. It is still infinity only. So therefore, na shochati, na kankshati. He will not grieve over anything, or he will not desire for anything. Na shochati, na kankshati. Samaha sarveshu bhuteshu. Because in that state, from that state, his vision is what? The Paramatma is Samaha, is the same in all beings. The self inside, the within me, is the self of all. From the ants onward, till Brahmaji, everything is same self. And why not even the, what is that? Achetana vastu, like insentient being, means rock, stone, this, that. Everything is only the same, one. In fact, you know what? See, we now think there is Chetanam, the pure consciousness expressing. And there are Jada Sambandha Vishaya also. When you know the self as pure consciousness, you will realize that the Jada Sambandha is only your mind's imagination. And everything is only Chetanam. Everything is one. So this is how it is. It is not that the Jada Sambandha also is Chetanam. The idea that it is Jada is only in the mind. Because that is nothing other than the self. That is nothing other than the pure consciousness. Pure consciousness alone is. We have been thinking the other beings are conscious. But the other things are, Jada Sambandha, inert, insentient. But all these ideas is only our mind's imagination. When you know the pure consciousness, the true self, you know that is only true self, that is nothing other than the self. Therefore, there is nothing called as Jada or Chetana also. There is only the true self. Even Chetana is negated there. There is nothing called Jada or Chetana. There is only the pure self, true self. Whatever it is, however it is, only that is. How? That is how it is. So, samaha sarveshu bhuteshu mat bhaktim labate param. See, when he gets that vision of oneness, then he is transported to a different realm where he is so moved with gratitude towards his Guru and towards the Lord, and his devotion to the self becomes unwavering. Why? That alone is truth. That alone is all blissful, and that is one without the second. So he becomes totally dedicated to his own self. That's what he says. Mat bhaktim labate param. Mat bhaktim means what? He becomes totally devoted to me. If Bhagavan says me, it means what? He becomes totally devoted to his own self, which is one without the second, and which alone is the truth, and which alone is expressing us all. There is nothing other than that. So, mat bhaktim labhate param. That param bhaktim he gains. So, with that vision of oneness, he gains such a devotion to that self, because that is only one and is all blissful, and there is nothing else. All this time he has been scorched by samsara. And now when he comes back to the cool shades of the Atma, the self, he doesn't want to go back, and he can never go back also. So therefore he develops such a devotion to that Paramatma. Mat bhaktim labate param. So that supreme devotion to that supreme Lord or the self he gains. So for that all these adjustments have to be made. Vivikta sevi, you have to choose a solitary place. Ekanta vasam. Lagu ashi. Swayam bhagam. We have to cook and eat only whatever is healthy and whatever we require. And then the speech and the mind and the body to be under our control. And then we have to practice japa and dhyana. Why? To gain that single pointedness. And then we have to develop the dispassion towards all the finite, all the perishing things and beings. And then we have to give up ahankaram, balam, that brute balam, with which we think we can do anything, even if it is adharmic. Might is right. That is what we have to be given up. And darpam, the pride, kamam, krodam, and parigraham. And then ahankara, mamakara, nirmamaha. Then he becomes fit to enter into the state. Once he enters into that state, brahmabhutaha, prasannatma, he becomes all blissful. And na shochati, na kankshati. From there, no looking back. In fact, he is abiding in that no mind state. No mind state. Only when there is mind, you grieve or you desire and you worry, anxious. But when there is no mind, see, which is the cause of all anxieties, worries, sorrows, everything is gone. Somehow, like a magic, it's gone. Then what? Only that blissful self is his experience and nothing else. Therefore, na shochati na kankshati. And then he abides in that one without the second, which is all, the self of all. And therefore, his bliss is, unfathomable, and also his devotion to the self is also unfathomable. He becomes kaninja palam, very sweet, ripe fruit he becomes. See, only Vedanta, dry Vedanta, you become very, very kacha, unripe, kacha. But when you know the self and you know the oneness, and you develop such a love and devotion for the self, either for the Lord or the self is one and the same. Those who cannot think about the self, they talk about the Lord. One who are not very comfortable with the usage of God or Lord, they talk about the self. It means one and the same. Saguna sakara, nirguna nirakara. But the devotion is the same. So much of love for that. And then he becomes light unto the whole world. Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavanyaschasmi tattvataha tato mam tattvato jñatva vishate tadhanantaram bhaktya mam abhijanati bhavanyashchasmi tatvat yavanyashchasmi tatvatah tato mam tatvato jnatva vishate tadhanantaram bhaktya mam abhijanati. See, here Krishna says, see, we all think only through knowledge we know. But he says, bhaktya mam abhijanati. He knows me. Abhijanati means he knows me through devotion. How? Because when he is immersed in devotion, his ego self melts. And then he sees only one everywhere, in everything, and himself also. That is the real knowledge. What is the real knowledge? Recognition of the one self or one tattvam, one thing in all is the real highest knowledge. When he is thinking of him, when he is offered everything unto him, when his mind is filled with him, and because of devotion, when his heart melts for him, I tell you, see, love is a great power. Love. The heart melts. Heart means what? The ego self melts. That melting, meaning what? Then he is absorbed. Already he is absorbed. Even though his eyes may be open, even though he may be walking around, even though he may be eating or talking, but because his mind is so saturated with the Bhagavan's glories, Bhagavan's Nama and Bhagavan, his mind is so saturated that the heart melts and is absorbed. He is in the state of absorption only. This we cannot understand. Sometimes, these jnanis become arrogant also, that we are supreme, and all these people pavangal like that. No. He says, bhaktya mam abhijanati. Because of pure devotion he knows me. Mam abhijanati. How he knows? Yavan yahacha asmi tattvataha. As I am tattvataha. And Bhagavan Shankara says, Yavan. Yavan means what? What is my real glory? Means aham upadhikrita vistara bedo. Yahacha aham vidvasta sarvo upadhi beda uttama purusha akasha kalpaha tam mam advaitam chaitanya matra ekarasam ajam ajaram amaram abhayam anidanam tattvataha abhijanati. So what he understands? He understands me along with upadhi also. Along with means the Ishvara Tattvam. And how I am only expressing as everything in this world. That is along with upadhi. See, there are two words are used. Yavan, yahacha asmi. So what are all my glories and who am I really? That is what it means. So the 10th chapter and the 11th chapter, with the upadhi means what? With conditioning, how he expresses. And without conditioning, that is what he is saying. Vidvasta sarva upadhi bheda. Without any upadhi, uttama purusha. What we saw, the kshara, akshara and uttama purusha. Akasha kalpaha, like space. Tam mam advaitam, non-dual. Chaitanya matram, only as a pure consciousness. Ekarasam, one without the second. Ajam, unborn. Ajaram, which will not grow old. Amaram, which will not die. Abhayam, there is no fear. Anidhanam, tattvataha abhijanati. Means anidhanam means there is no support for the Paramatma. He is the support of all, but who is the support of Paramatma? He stands on his own leg. Anidhanam, supportless. So that he realizes in his heart. Shankara has gone into some sort of inspiration. So this is how we have to also understand. It is immanent and transcendental. Please understand. Immanent means what? In and through everything and also beyond. So in and through everything means what? When along with the upadhi, it is in and through everything. And upadhi rahita, it is beyond. So with respect to the world, when you see, everything is him only. But beyond the world, he is the one without the second. As we have seen in the 9th chapter. In fact, they are in me, I am not in them, first he said. And then I am also not in them, they are also not in me. So therefore, tattvataha, this is how you should know. Tattvataha, in reality. Tataha, mam tattvataha jnatva, thereafter, after knowing me in reality, tattvataha jnatva, vishate tadhanantaram, then thereafter he enters into me. Vishate means what? Entering, but here Shankara is very clear, he says he is not entering or anything. Na atra jnanantara praveshi kriye binne vivakshite jnatva vishate tadhanantaramiti kim tarhi falantara abhava jnanamatram eva, because there is nobody there to enter. See, though it is dramatically said, then he enters into me, but actually speaking, the ego dissolves, and there is only Paramatma. There is nobody to enter into anything, or nobody become merging with something, nothing of that sort. See, the ultimate thing is what? The ego dies, and everything is clear, and then the self reveals itself as one without the second. There is nobody entering into anybody. See, for example, you have seen the ghost. Oh, you are so scared. And after that, when you understand the ghost is not there, it is only in the mind, will you ever say, ghost has gone back into the post? Yeah, ghost has come, I saw it, but then it has gone back into the post. Ghost has become one with the post. Ghost has merged in the post. You can say that way, but it is not technically right, because the ghost was never ever. It was a figment of your own imagination. Is that not so? The ghost which appeared was never ever. It was just the figment of your own imagination. So therefore you cannot say it appeared from the post or it has gone back into the post. It was never ever. That is the highest truth. The ego was never ever. The world was never ever. Bandha was never ever. Moksha is never ever. Then what are we doing here? We are not doing anything. That's what Acharya says, time pass. So therefore, here, tataha, mam tattvataha jnatva, vishate, he abides in me. Maybe we can use that word, abiding. That is not knowing. Abides means what? He expresses only as the self. Expresses means what? He remains only as the self. Thereafter. அவ்வளோதான் சொல்ல முடியும், அதுக்கு மேலே ஒன்றும் சொல்ல முடியாது. Even if you say expresses also, that is some expression, some becoming. But he remains as a self, which he was always. That was nothing new. There was a misunderstanding. That misunderstanding is removed by the proper understanding, jnanam. That is all. And then the veil is removed. And then the truth is revealed. That's it. Since the truth is Satchit, it is known by itself. There is no other light of consciousness required to know it. It is known by its own light. Jyotishamapit tajyotihi tamasap paramuchyate. It is the light of all lights. So that is how he enters into the truth, or he becomes one with the truth, or he remains as his own true self. So this is the portion where he gives insight into how one has to prepare oneself for the final plunge, and how one has to actually plunge and become one with the self. And then he says, through bhakti only you know the self. Bhakti means what? Devotion. Only when you are devoted to the self, you can give your attention to the self unbroken. If you don't have love, how can you give attention? You think even the world, if you don't have love, you will not give attention. Only when you have sufficient love, you give attention. So if you have to give unbroken attention, means the love should be so, overwhelming. So in that aspect, bhaktiya, he says, it is not only through bhakti margan solla varlavar. Devotion to the self, that also is bhakti only. Swaswarupa anusandhanam. See why I am trying to explain all these things, there are some Mahatmas here They are very, very obsessed. Whenever you talk about Lord or God, they get, oh, no, talk about self. Devotion to the Lord. If you say, don't say devotion to the Lord, Vacharam. Say devotion to the self. Because Shankara has said devotion to the self. Hare Babre, self and the Lord are same only. That may be same, but don't use. They are very, very scared about God or very allergic. They have got a different kind of allergy. Allergy to Saguna Sakara. Some people are allergic to Niguna Nirakara. See, in this world, all sorts of people are there. When you talk about, Achintyam, Avyaktam, adallan thevilla, adallan Monday odchukka vendam, you just worship the Lord. Enga appa amma solli kudukranga, pooja sei, parayanam sei, ellam sei, podum sollirukanga, adu podum enakku. Don't talk about all those things, big things. We don't need all those things. They are allergic about Nirguna Nirakara, Nirguna Upasana. And some people are allergic about Saguna Sakara, Saguna Upasana. The truth is, like Guruji, both should be enjoyed. Saguna Sakara also is the same Lord, who is immanent in all, in and through everything. Nirguna Nirakara also same Lord, who is expressing as a non-dual self. Don't look at somebody here and there. You look within, So therefore, Guruji writes in one of his book, this thing, one should be able to appreciate everything from its own standpoint. See, the bhakti is a different standpoint, the bhakta's heart, and bhakti is a different standpoint. You should become a bhakta and appreciate the bhakti. And jnana is a different standpoint. You become a jnani and appreciate it. And yoga also, Raja Yoga is little different. So you should become one with that yogi's mindset, and you should appreciate Yoga Shastra. For that, you should not have any concrete, solidified ego or some sort of a, Acharya always used to say, when you try to put ice cube, it will not enter into any bottle. But if you pour water, it fits into any bottle, any container. Why? It has got no particular shape of its own. It can just fit into any form. If it has got a particular shape, it cannot fit into. Swami, this Vyabhichara Bhakti illaya, Avyabhichara Bhakti na, adu mattarandan irukka vendama. Not that. See, this is actually speaking maturity. This is actually speaking Pakwa, Paripakwa. Because the same Shankara who has commented on all these Upanishads and Brahma Sutra has written all these stotras. My God, how many of them he has written? Saundarya Lahari, one thing is enough. One Saundarya Lahari is enough. அம்பாள் அப்படி மாஞ்சு எழுதியிருக்கார் அவருடைய அழக. See, ஒரு பாகத்தை விட்டு வைக்கல. Very surprising as a sannyasi, but they are all beyond. Mother, Jagat Janani, Jagan Mata. So he, my God, describes so beautifully Ambal. Like that, everywhere he goes, he writes. All the great ones have sung the glories of the Lord. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, my God, who was living in our own times, such a great Mahatma who was always abiding in the self, but he pours out his heart for Arunachala. And whenever he reads Bhagavad Mahapuran, he chokes. It is said he chokes. Why should he choke? If there is nothing other than one without the second, the Paramatma, everything is nonsense, all false, faltu, illusion, blah, 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 then why he should choke? When he was told that Ambal entered into the Maharshi? Gautama Maharshi ashram, why should he move? He should be moved as though she is entering into his own place. See, when the heart melts either through bhakti or through jnana, when there is only one, there is no bheda of bhakti or jnana. There is no bheda between saguna, sakara, nirguna, nirakara. Everything is accepted. And everything is appreciated. And still, according to their subhava, people prefer something or other. Though everything is appreciated, there also, totally jnani purush, he lives in a different way. Bhakta, he lives in a different way. Even though they are one, in one experience, but their expressions may differ there also. It's all mysterious, Anirvachani, you cannot express why, how and all, but it is like that. You cannot compare any Mahatma. Why they were like that? Why he was like that? She was like that? No comparison. They were like that. Full stop. So therefore it's beautiful. Vishate Dadanantaram. He enters into that highest state. Now, coming back to Arjuna's case. Here Krishna, he addresses him very straight. Sarvakarmanyapi sadha kurvano madvyapashrayah matprasadhat avapnoti shashvatam padamavyayam sarvakarmanyapi sadha kurvano madvyapashrayah matprasadhat avapnoti shashvatam padamavyayam. Sarva karmani api sada kurvanaha. Sarva karmani means all actions. Here Shankara says even pratishiddhani, even that is not sanctioned by the scriptures, even that. That's why I told you in the morning, the butcher and all. See, Shankara says pratishiddhani api, even that is not sanctioned by the scriptures. Sarva karmani sada kurvanaha madvyapashrayah. He performs all the action taking refuge in me. Madvyapashrayah. Taking refuge in me means what? Thinking that I am the actual doer and the devotee, the seeker is only thinking that he is the instrument. Therefore offering all the actions unto me and accepting all the outcomes as my prasada. So such a life if he leads, that devotee, mat prasadad avapnoti shashvatam padamavyayam. Mat prasadad, because of my grace, prasadhat, because of my anugraha, that is what Shankara says, because of my anugraha, mat prasadat, mama ishwarasya prasadat, avapnoti, he attains shashvatam, nityam, vaishnavam padam, avyayam. He attains to that highest state from where there is no decay and death, avyayam. So, just by offering all the karmas unto the Lord, taking refuge in Him, thinking that He is the supreme goal and He is everything. Like that, if somebody offers everything, good or bad, see, that's why Ramakrishna says, whatever good or bad, auspicious or inauspicious, whatever, because of our subhava only we do things here, na? Very difficult to change the subhava. But whatever we do, we can offer it unto the Lord. A cobbler may be only stitching the shoes or the chappals, but that also can be offered unto the Lord. That action also can be offered. Why not? So everything can be offered unto the Lord. By offering that way, mat vyapashraya, and taking refuge in me and offering everything unto me, because of my grace, anugraha, avapnoti shashvadam padam avyayam, he also attains to the same state where the jnanis reach. So, when you are devoted to him, and this karma, yoga is part of devotion only. What is devotion? Offering everything unto him again and again. So, it's not two. Karma, yoga and bhakti is not two actually. It's all included. So, when you have faith in the Lord, when you know Him, He is the Ishvara, He is the Karta, and I am just the Nimitta Matram, then you offer. And you offer yourself unto Him. Atma Nivedanam. The Navavida Bhakti, la Kades enna varum? Atma Nivedanam. How beautiful. See what we do, Nivedanam, some sort of, fruits, this, that, all the sweets we do Nivedanam. But the supreme Naivedyam is what? Atma Nivedanam. Surrendering oneself unto Him, offering oneself unto Him. So such a devotee, because of my grace, he comes to me, he attains to that supreme state. So therefore, we should not underestimate the bhaktas or the people who are struggling in the world with karma yoga. According to one's own temperament, we take up to our own paths. If you find that to be suitable for you, it is suitable for you. But if others, they feel comfortable with some other path, let them. Buddhimedam na janayet. You should not confuse people. That's what Krishna said, na? Don't confuse people. Let them walk in their own paths. Mat prasadat avapnoti shashvatam padamavyayam. For that, chetasa sarva karmani mayi sanyasya matparaha buddhi yogam upashritya machitta satatam bhava chetasa sarva karmani mayi sanyasya matparaha buddhi yogam upashritya machitta satatam bhava chetasa, with your mind. Viveka buddhya, Shankara says viveka buddhya, because you know now the God is the only doer and you are just an instrument. Viveka buddhya sarva karmani drishta adrushtartani, whatever known, unknown, through which you gain the fruit which is here or the hereafter, all those activities, Mayi Ishvare, in the Lord, Sanyasya, Yat Karoshi Yadashnasi iti Ukta Nyayena. So, we have already told you, na, whatever you do, you offer unto me. Similarly, if you offer everything, Matparaha. Matparaha means not keeping myself as the goal, ultimate goal. Aham Vasudevaha Paroyasya Tavasatvam Matparaha san. So, keeping me as the supreme goal in life. Why? He is a self, and in self alone we rest finally. So, keeping him as the supreme, Matparaha means keeping me as a supreme goal. Buddhi yogam, Mayi samahita buddhitvam buddhi yoga. Here the buddhi yoga means Mayi samahita buddhitvam. The mind should be placed in me, or it should reside in me, or get absorbed in me. That is buddhi yogam, he says here in this context. Buddhi yogam upashritya, taking refuge in such kind of buddhi yoga where the mind is placed in the Lord. Machittaha satatam bhava. Always, satatam means always, machittaha bhava. May you be filled with me and me alone. See, this is the key. Yena kena prakarena, fill your mind with the Lord. Don't discriminate whether it is saguna sakara or nirguna nirakara. Both are one only. Saguna sakara means what? Taking his name and singing his glory, listening to his katha. All those is saguna sakara. Puja, poti, parayana, everything is saguna sakara. Nirguna nirakara means study of scriptures, contemplation, and then meditating on that one in the heart, vichara. Everything is fine. According to your inspiration at that moment, whatever comes. So, machitta bhava, machittaha satadam bhava. So, always just fill your mind with me, machittaha. May your heart be full of me, machittaha bhava. See, devotion that is nadakadu. People ask, na, Swamiji, morning and evening, how many minutes I have to do the sadhana? 15 minutes enough? 20 minutes? It means we don't have such a love for God. That's why we ask. We think if that sadhana is done, something we will get. That is why we want to do the sadhana. No. If you have got great love for the Lord, there is no time. Is that not so? That's why I always ask, when you fall in love with somebody, will you ever ask, how many minutes I should think? Your mind is occupied. That is the problem. Your mind space is occupied. And there is no space for anything else, for the Lord, for the higher. Please remember this very carefully. If you are a seeker, If your mind space is so occupied with something else, then how can you be a seeker? How can we seek? So when a person is pure means what? He has got no room for anybody, only for the Lord. If suppose we have got room for others also, we are not the seeker. Because we cannot think of Him. We are very, very preoccupied with only mundane worldly things. Like that Mankuti, that Bharata Muni, he was so attached to the Mankuti, he gave up his tapasya and everything. And he was thinking only about the Mankuti. Where is it, my Mankuti? Where is it gone? Where it is gone? Has it eaten or not? Ayoyo, if the wild animals, if they come and attack, what will I do? So always thinking Mankuti, 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 my dear, 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 dear. And he became a deer. How beautiful that story, you know. Because whatever your mind is filled with, that you become. What you think, that you become. Be careful. In Bhagavatam, somewhere else it is said, a kamuhan, a man full of lust, will become a woman. Because he thinks always about the woman, he becomes woman. Similarly, the woman who is thinking about always the man, becomes a man, it seems. All crazy things are said, you know. So therefore, Macchittaha satatam bhava. Always fill your mind with me, not with any nonsense. See, when we are young, we don't know what is what. We get addicted to something very wrong. And whole life is ruined, you know. Nowadays, the young children, they get addicted to pornography and other things. My God, the worst thing can happen is to get addicted to that. My God, that is all. Similar, addicted to the drugs. Whatever you get addicted, there you are, gone. And without your, avashaha means helplessly, you are into that. And you cannot do anything else about it. Even if you want to, you cannot. That is what helplessness means. What? Even if I want to come out of it, I am unable to. Why? Such a deep vasana it has become. And like the withdrawal symptom, they say, the drunkards, if they stop drinking, they feel very miserable. They can't. Withdrawal symptoms, they say. And that is why the drug addicts, they go to any extent, even to kill, loot. They need that. Otherwise, they go mad. See? Like that, if you fill your mind with something nonsense, the whole life is ruined. Mirabai, she filled her mind with Krishna. And other bhais in the world, they fill their mind with pavangal. Kallanalum kanavan pullanalum purushan. What I mean is, see, ordinary people, and their minds change, their attitudes change, our attitudes change, everything changes. And so nothing is stable. Ashashvatam. Please understand, everything is ashashvatam here. We have high expectation, but everybody can live according to their own svabhava. Your expectation has got no meaning. So if you fill your mind with something else, then you are not a seeker. Fill the mind only with the Lord. Lord means the self, or the Ishtadevata, the Lord, the Guru. Guru means what? Guru is not a human being, he is not a body. And so if you think he is a body and a human personality, you get attached to that kind of a personality also. And then you suffer. If you get attached to a personality, you suffer. Because all personality has got its own rough edges, own peculiarities. I tell you, everything is Maya. Asayarmin, Asayarmin. So, you have to cut asunder your attachment even to the Isha, the Lord. Meaning what? If you get attached to names, forms and the guna. Guna means the expression is always guna sambandha. Is that not so? What is expression? It's always guna sambandha only. So when you get attached to the kuri and guna, kuri means the form, the name and the personality and the expression, then you are in trouble. Why? Because you may also get disillusioned. But if you know what is Guru Tattvam, which is one without the second, which is same as Atma Tattvam, which is the same as Shiva Tattvam or the Lord, Krishna Tattvam, then you are safe. I repeat it again and again because we have gone through it. So much of bitterness, unpleasantness and agitation, confusion. Wherever you get attached, so much of confusion. Even with God or even with Guru's personality, you get hit again and again. So better remain as one without the second, not depending on anything except the self which is your own. Atmanastu sarvam sukham. Atmanastu, what is that? No, not that. Paravashat sarvam dukkham. Atmavashat sarvam sukham. On the day you wrote now, Narayana Swami wrote on that day. Atmavashat sarvam sukham. Paravashat sarvam dukkham. So therefore, may you fill your mind with me. Okay. Machittaha satadam bhava. Then what happens if you become like that? If you fill your mind with the Lord and Lord alone. Ananyas chintayanto mam. Ananyas chintayanto mam. He doesn't think about anything else. Ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam. Always abiding in that. Yogakshemam vahamyaham. I will take care of his life here and hereafter. That's what he's saying. Machitta sarva durghani mat prasadhat atirishyasi atachet amahankarat nashroshyasi vinangshyasi. Machitta sarva durghani mat prasadhat tarishyasi atachet tvam ahankarat nashroshyasi vinangshyasi. Machittaha, when a devotee is filled with me and me alone, machittaha sarva durghani. Durghani here means all difficulties, hardships, all obstacles. Sarva durghani, all difficulties. Mat prasadat tarishyasi. Because of my grace, he crosses over all the difficulties, all the hardships, all the obstacles, everything he crosses over. Mat prasadat. Because of my grace, because of my anugraha. Okay, and then he warns. See, this is a real warning. Atachet, suppose if yaditvam maduktam ahankarat panditaha ahamiti na shrosyati. Suppose because of your ahankara, ego sense, thinking that I know everything, I am panditaha, I know everything, you need not tell me anything. Like that if you think, and no, na shrosyasi, if you don't listen to me, na grahishyasi, if you don't take what I am telling you now, what will happen, you know? Vinangshyasi, you will be destroyed. அப்படியே சொல்றார் பாருங்க. Tvam vinamshasi vinasham gamishyasi. Arjuna, you surrendered unto me, asking for what is the highest shreyas for me. Oh Lord, I am really dharma sammuda chetaha. I am deluded now, unable to decide what is right, what is wrong. I have become your disciple. Now you teach me, you said. I have told you everything now. So if you listen to me and if you fill your heart with me and if you act according to my bidding, then because of with my grace you will cross over the samsara, all the hardship, everything. Whatever hurt, wounds you have got inside, everything will be healed. If not, if you think yourself to be too much, see, our Araha Sudhikar Paranga. Tvam maduktam atached yadi tvam maduktam ahankarat panditaha ahamiti na shrosyasi. Because of ahankara, thinking that I am panditaha, I am a man of... He was talking like that in the first chapter, like though he was a great pandita, he was going on and on and on. How will I kill my own people? I don't want to enjoy the, the kingdom and everything. With my hands stained with blood. All those dialogue he was talking. Ordinary people அப்படியே உருகிடுவாங்க. அவன் சொல்றது கரெக்ட் தானே, நியாயம் தானே. But Krishna knows everything. So I taught you everything. So if you listen to me, then because of my grace you will be saved. If not, miratlar paranga, you will be destroyed. Vinankshyasi, vinasham gamishyasi. So better listen to me. And then what he says, is very interesting. The next two verses are very, very interesting. He says, suppose if you don't listen to me and try to run away from this battlefield, you know what will happen? Your swabhava will somehow bring you back and will make you to wage this war, battle. And you have no choice. He says that. What a statement, I was so stunned. How beautiful it was brought out, See, we will read that. It is really beautiful. Yadahankaram ashritya nayotsya iti manyase mityaisha vyavasayaste prakrutir what is that? Prakrutistvam, in the spelling here, Prakrutistvam niyokshati yadahankaram ashrutya nayotsya iti manyase mityaisha vyavasayaste Prakrutirstvam niyokshati Yad yatcha etatvam ahankaram ashritya, out of your own egoistic attitude, ahankaram ashrita, thinking that I know everything, I will do whatever I want. Na yotsya iti manyase, if you think, manyase means if you think, na yotsya, I will not fight this battle. If you think that way, mithya yesha vyavasaya te. Vyavasaya means what here? Your determination. Or your sort of sankalpa, mithya yesha, it is all, mithya yesha. Why? Because prakrutihi tvam niyokshati. If nishchayam karoshi, mithya yesha vyavasayaha, nishchayaha, that kind of a nishchayam or the vow, that determination is all mithya means what? All illusion only. Why? Te tava yasmat prakrutihi shatra svabhavaha tvam niyokshati. Your svabhava is what? Shatra svabhavaha. You are a kshatriya by birth. Your svabhava is what? Rajasik svabhava. You cannot keep quiet when you think of Draupadi with her hairs not tied, flowing. When she comes into our mind, you cannot sit quiet or meditate. That's what I keep telling. You are a kshatriya. No, you cannot meditate. You cannot have any peace in your life. Remember, you will not have any peace. Wherever you go, you will not have any peace. Prakrutihi tvam, your own prakriti, that is, you are a kshatriya, niyokshati. Meaning what? युद्ध में नियुक्त कर देगा, हिंदी ला सोल्लिरुक्काரு, translation படிக்கிறேன் நான். It will somehow make you to fight this war. How beautiful, this Bhagavad Gita is so beautiful. If you think you are very matured enough, I am going to give up all this, வீடு வாசல் மனைவி மக்கள்லாம் விட்டு நான் எங்கேயாவது போயிட போறேன். If you like that, if you think and go somewhere, if you are not fit enough, if you are not matured enough, if you have got so much of vasana, you will go and create some other samsara somewhere. And you will say, என்னுடைய மகள் மாதிரி இந்த புள்ள, இல்லை என்னோட அம்மா மாதிரி, என்னோட அப்பா மாதிரி. You create other samsara, another samsara. I tell you, if you are not matured enough to give up, you cannot give up. It will make you to go through everything. இந்த லேடிஸ் வந்து பின் போட்டுக்கிறோமா, நாளையில நான் பின் போட்டுக்கணும். We don't know. Mike என்ன இங்கே போயிடுச்சா? Oh, it has gone somewhere. Okay. Please remind here, huh? So, it's so beautiful. Niyokshati. Prakritihi tvam niyokshati. Your own prakriti, which is rajasic, you are a kshatriya, will not leave you alone. It will make you to fight. In the next stanza, he is saying, avashaha. You are helpless. You are helpless. Even if you decide otherwise, you cannot. You have to fight. I tell you, more and more we study and understand Gita, more and more we get insight into the whole of this Maya Prakriti, of oneself, of why we are like this, and how we should live, all those stuff. All comprehensive knowledge about everything. So, this drama is created. See, it's not that it does not happen. Please don't misunderstand me. See, let it be like that only. It has happened and now chupome, but still, for the philosophy's sake, the whole drama is created. The two sort of evil and the good forces face to face. And then the man of action getting so confused, and then just giving it up. And then the man of wisdom coming there and instructing him. And we are all Arjunas only. Man of action, confused in life. And then the Lord himself has come and showing us the path. Don't think too much about yourself. You are here. So this is what is your path. You have to live this way only. Slowly you have to evolve yourself. But if you act otherwise, no, your Svabhava will not allow you to act otherwise. See, we all think we are free. We are not free. We all think we have choice. We have no choice. Svabhavastu pravartante. Svabhavastu pravart. We all live according to our Svabhava only. I always remember that story of that what? Tukaram or Namdev. I get always confused with these two names. So the devotees were asking him to join for a Tirtha Yatra. He said, I am not going to come. No, you have to come. Then he said, okay, I will give you this bitter gourd, Pavakai. Wherever you go and take bath, you just dip it and come. So they brought it after dipping everywhere in all the tirthas they brought. Then he said, cut open. Then now taste. It's so bitter. Yes. எவ்வளோதான் எங்கே முக்குனாலும் பாவக்கா தான். Bitter God will be bitter only. Ganga, Yamuna, see, seven rivers we saw, na? எங்கே போய் எவ்வளோ முக்கி எடுத்தாலும் பாவக்கா தான் இருக்கும். It will not become மாம்பழம். If it becomes மாம்பழம், then it's scary. So, திருடன் வந்து திருட்டு மொழி தான் முடிச்சுட்டு இருப்பான். அவனை ராஜமொழி முடிக்க முடியாதவனால திருட்டு மொழி தான் முடிப்பான். ராஜா தான் ராஜமொழி முடிக்க முடியும் இந்த உலகத்தில். ஸோ நம்ம ராஜாவா திருடனா நம்ம தான் முடிவு பண்ணிக்கணும். திருடனா இருந்தால் பேசாமல் திருட்டு மொழி முடிச்சுட்டு போகிறது தான் பெட்டர். ராஜமொழி முடிக்க ட்ரை பண்ணக்கூடாது. If you are a thief, you can appear like the thief only. You cannot appear royal like a king, you know. இந்த மொழி முடிக்கிறதுக்கு இங்கிலீஷ் எனக்கு எப்படி சொல்கிறதுன்னு தெரியல எனக்கு. Sorry, my vocabulary is very poor. So therefore, Subhava Jena, Swabhava Jena Kaunteya. Jena va? Swabhava Jena Kaunteya, Nibaddha Svena Karmana. You are bound by your own Swabhava and your own, accordingly your karma. Kartum na ichchasi yat mohat. Out of delusion, if you think I am not going to wage this war, I am not going to do this, Karishyasi. Avashaha api tat. Avashaha means what? Helplessly. Even though you don't want to, you will do it. Karishyasi. Because you are tied by your own subhava, bound by your own subhava. Therefore, the karma will not leave you. Even though you decide that I am not going to wage this war, I am going to fight this battle, sorry, you will fight. Now you may run away and people may laugh at you and so much akirti. You will get so much of, infame, the opposite. Dishonor or whatever, infamy or whatever. But still, you will come back and you will fight. You cannot escape. நம்மளை படம் பிடிச்சு காமிக்கிற மாதிரி சொல்கிறார். He is as if he has taken this thing of us, a picture of us, and he is showing it to us only. Therefore, better listen to me, Bhagavan says. When I say you offer all the karmas unto me and fight, without thinking you are the killer or doer, and without thinking whether you will be killed or not. This is dharma yuddha. For the sake of dharma, you are a kshatriya. Your role is to fight this battle, dharma yuddha. Therefore, fight. Even if you decide otherwise, somehow you will fight only. So, there is no doubt now. There is no doubt now. Anyway, this Mahabharata Yuddha will happen. You will fight, and already I have killed them. So, you are safe. இவ்வளோ சொல்லியாச்சு. But unfair, Bhagavan was very unfair. No level playing field. Already Arjuna knows everything, the outcome of the war. So he need not fear anything. And Duryodhana, wow. So tomorrow we will continue with the rest of the thing. Om Purnamadha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. See, tomorrow morning, I am talking to the students who are listening online. Tomorrow morning, we will have the class at 7 o'clock. But 7 to 8 only we are going to have, for only 1 hour, not 1 hour 15 minutes. And then tomorrow we are going to have valedictory function here. And our Nochur Swamigal, who is now called as Ramana Sharana Tirtha Swamigal, he has agreed to come tomorrow for the valedictory function. He is going to come here and address the students, valedictory address. And also he is going to bless the students. So therefore, tomorrow he may be coming by 10 and maybe after a small puja, etc. And maybe you can tune in by 10:30 or 10:45, approximately that time. I am unable to give you the exact timing, but 10:30 to 10:45, 11, you try to tune in, or you tune in and you sit. So we are going to give you live that valedictory function. We will not give you the Guru Paduka Puja. But after Guru Paduka Puja, I will be introducing the Swamiji, and then he will be addressing the students, and that portion will be given online. So you can tune in and you can listen to the Swamiji. As I told you, a great scholar and a great sannyasi and a great person he is. So you are all welcome to listen to his valedictory address. Om Tat Sat.